Well, I just screwed up and dropped my Hayabusa. I'll show you the damage here. So, broke off the little feeler from the foot peg. Pretty much scraped up every panel that you could have on this bike on this side. Side panel, lower panel. Scraped up the mirror a little bit. So, yeah, that stinks. My bike was facing the other way, and there's a slight downhill slope on this bottom piece of my driveway, bottom section, and I must not have had the side stand. And so I get off the bike, take one step away to get my helmet, and hear the thing come crashing down just that quick. So just a little bit absent-minded, not getting the side stand all the way out. So my question for you is, how much do you think that's going to cost if I replace all the damaged sections, which actually the clutch lever broke as well, so the end of it. So I'm guessing it's going to be around $800 to $1,200. I have no idea. I've never had to replace body panels on a bike before. You know, it's all cosmetic, so it's not going to really affect the riding of the bike except for the clutch lever, which I would definitely replace. But you know, it's such a nice bike. It's a have it all scratched up like that after just getting it. I mean, I've only got 1,400 miles on the bike, so. Hello everyone, this is CJ with Cycletron. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I cover a variety of motorcycle related topics, a lot of Harley content, a lot of sport bike content, business related topics to motorcycling, and many other topics. So if you haven't done so already, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. Have you all done that yourself, especially with a fully faired bike? This is a 2023 Gen 3 Hayabusa that I got last October. So just taking a fully faired bike, how much do you think that the damage repair bill is going to be for the left side of the motorcycle? Drop in the comments right now how much you think that repair is going to be for this bike. Oh, also, it scraped up one of the exhaust mufflers on the left side. So I took it into a local Suzuki dealership, and they did the estimate, and it came out at $3,600. At first, I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's $1,000, $1,500. I'll probably eat it because I got a $500 deductible. Hate to make a claim. But when it got to be $3,600, I'm like, yeah, I'm turning this into insurance. The insurance agent assured me my rates wouldn't go up because I haven't had claims. I take that back. In years and years of insuring multiple vehicles, I've only had 3 claims, and they are all motorcycle/scooter related. My son wrecked my wife's 2015 650 Vulcan. This insurance company totaled it because the frame was scratched. My daughter's Vespa was stolen a couple years ago, and now this with my Hayabusa crashing down off its side stand. So I was, I guess, surprised and not surprised. There's a lot of plastic on that bike. I actually have frame sliders and other protective things installed on my 2020 Suzuki Katana, and I was planning on doing that to the Hayabusa. I only have like 1,500 miles on it, but this mishap caught me before I could get the frame sliders installed. So it was painful. But you know, at the same time, it just happened that quickly, and there's nothing I could do about it. So fortunately, there's a great dealer near me in Minnesota, about 45 miles west of Rochester. Didn't have much luck with the local guys, just really wasn't vibing with those guys. They said, maybe they can look at it and do an estimate in 3 weeks. I'm like, no, that's not going to work. I mean, the riding season in Minnesota is pretty much over by October, although I try and push it as much as I can. I don't think I'm getting much into November up here. But at any rate, this dealership was great. I'll put a link in the description to this video in case you're up in this area. I've had a very good experience. This isn't sponsored. I'm just sharing my experience with you. So yeah, I decided that, the cost of a full exhaust system, a Brock's full exhaust, was only like $150, $200 more than what they wanted to replace one muffler, one side of the exhaust, which was $1,350. So $1,350. And of course, there's scratches on the aluminum housing. Not new condition like I bought it. I toyed with the idea of just saying, I'm just going to live with it. But part of the aesthetic of having a brand new vehicle, in particular a nice motorcycle, is that it is in nice condition. And certainly there's times where I've dinged up vehicles and just lived with it. This isn't one I wanted to ride in kind of shabby condition. Although if you're far enough away, you don't really notice it, but certainly up close. And it's one of those deals, every time you get off the bike, if you're like me, you turn around and you look at the bike, and I don't know, I get kind of warm feelings when I look at my motorcycles when they're parked. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me. But so yeah, I decided, let's upgrade the exhaust. And oh, by the way, I think I'll get the ECU reflashed, get some of that more mafia sauce. So when I took the bike into the dealership today, he popped the ECU for me. I've already got it FedEx to Chris Moore. He'll flash it and send it back to me. So kind of took a negative and turned it into a positive, although I've got the $500 deductible and I'll be without the bike for about 10 days, but that's pretty expeditious given everything that's going on. And fortunately for me, Suzuki had all the parts in stock. I've had an experience with Harley in particular recently where things were back ordered for months and months. I think when I did the rebuild on the 2020 Roadster, it took a full 9 months to get the last part in. It took me like 6 months to get a new clutch cable. So much better experience here with Suzuki. So again, please let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Have you had a similar situation? Did you just live with the degraded condition of the bike as long as it's still functional? It was still rideable. The only issue I had was a real short shift lever, a real short clutch lever. And with the quick shifter, that didn't really impede me too much. So I certainly wouldn't ride with a broken clutch lever very long. But other than that, the bike was rideable. It's just the cosmetic condition was a lot rougher now after it dropped. So I'm going to get the frame sliders installed. That's in the shop as well. And hopefully never have a repeat of this incident. Be much more mindful of the condition of the bike on its stand before I get off of it. That was a horrible feeling to just catch something, some motion in the corner of your eye, and you're 5 feet away, just far enough to watch the bike fall over helplessly. And I knew it wasn't going to be cheap, but quite frankly, I was a little surprised at $3,600. So, if somebody has a mishap where they're messing up both sides of the fairing, wow. If they get the exhaust, you're probably looking at double what I was looking at. So well over $7,000. So something to keep in mind. Might encourage you to put similar protection on your bike. So again, let me know your thoughts, and thanks for watching. Please stay tuned for future videos.